Me and Noah are driving along back here, and if we see any aluminum cans out in the woods, we'll stop and pick them up. We're doing two things: cleaning up the woods, and we're gonna recycle them and get up a little bit of money for our YouTube channel, buy more camping gear and stuff like that. So we're looking for cans on the way. Here's some of them cans we've picked up. I like finding them out in the woods like this because they've been out here for years. Look at that old Natural Light can. Some of you older guys, older than me, can probably remember when they looked like that. I think that the old vintage stuff like that's pretty cool. Heck, this probably been sitting out here in the woods longer than I've been alive, honestly. Found me an old Pabst Blue Ribbon can. Can't tell by the logo because they still got that same logo going on today, just about. And but you can tell by the top. You can see that top there. That's an old pop top there. Kind of cool. Oh, I see one. Can't tell if it's old or not from here yet. Oh, it's an old Budweiser can. Not too old. That's about what they looked like whenever I was in high school. Not that I was drinking them back then or anything. Well, while we're stopped waiting on Noah to get this can he found, let me see it, Noah. What kind of can is it? Old Bud Light can. Well, while we stopped to wait on Noah to get that can, I figure I'll let you know while we're out here. We're on the search for Blue Spring Branch. It's a little creek that runs out of Johns Mountain WMA back here. And I've never been to it, and I looked on the maps on my phone on the Google Earth, and looked at the topographical map and looked at the satellite view and found where the Forest Service roads run back here, and I found the closest point to that creek, which, I mean, it's nowhere close to this road. We're gonna have to walk down through the woods way downhill to get to it. But I found the closest point that this road runs to the creek. So we're going to park out on the road once we get there, and we're going to walk way down to the bottom and hopefully find this creek. And my goal is to find a good spot to build a shelter down there. That way we can come camping right back here in the WMA behind our house and have a already built shelter that we can walk down to that has a creek right beside it. Because Noah and I have shelter built back here, but it's all the way at the very tip top of the peak of a mountain in the back, and obviously there's no creeks around the peak of a mountain up on a ridge, so we got to carry all our water up there. But now I've got this Sawyer Mini water filter, and if I can build a shelter alongside a creek back here, that would be golden. So we're on the search for that today. But we've just been cruising real slow, looking for cans on the way back here. But we're almost there.
Yes, thank you.
Noah's ready to get after it, get into the woods. But, all right, well, I'll holler at you when we pull up.
Oh, this one's sliding. Oh.
Hey, where the party at? All right, guys. Oh, come on here. We're at the place we're gonna hike from on the Forest Service Road. We're gonna hike down the hill just behind the camera here. And hopefully we'll find that creek running. I've never been to it. I've actually never laid eyes on this creek before. I just found it on Google Maps, and I'm gonna go for it and see if I can find it. So today's like an exploration day for us. And hopefully if we can find a good spot, a suitable flat spot, you know, alongside this creek, we'll go ahead and build a shelter, or at least get started today on a shelter down there that we can go to and camp and everything in the future. So hang in there and follow us down through the woods. All right, hop down out there. Well, we're on a big bend in this Forest Service Road, and from what the satellite shows me, there's a huge draw that goes all the way down the mountain to the creek down there. We're looking for that draw right now. We're gonna follow it down. That's a surefire way to find the creek and find our way back. And from the topographical map that I've seen, it looks like there's a good flat spot at the bottom, a pretty good sized flat spot to build a shelter. So we're gonna go for that. And what do you know, right here where we're diving into the woods to head down this mountain, old school Budweiser can, old pop top. Cool. I'll set this back up here on the Forest Service Road so I can get it on the way back. Anyway, on the road again. Well, it's been pretty flat up here so far for a little ways off that road, which is up that way. And it's starting to drop off to the left. And according to my phone, I have 1 bar of 4G out here, believe it or not, because we're so high up in elevation. Just to the left here is where that draw is. You can see it goes down, drops down, and it's gonna head back that way down the mountain. So we're gonna follow that. Should be a lot easier to walk through. Man, look at all these ferns along here. I love ferns, they're so pretty, but I mean, they're everywhere along this whole side of the hill. All the way down this draw here. It's nice. Whoa.
Up here.
I see you.
There. Yeah.
Hey! Hashtag no trail. Hashtag trailblazing. Hashtag wish you were here. It's so pretty down here. Can't wait to find that creek. Blue Spring Branch. It's cool how these animals will use something like a fallen log for a shelter. You can tell it's an animal den in there, or has been at one point because of the disturbed dirt. See how it's a lighter color dirt there? It's because it's been dug out from underneath this fallen tree. It's pretty cool. I like seeing stuff like that. The further down these hills you get in these draws, the more rainforest like the landscape gets, especially the creek bottoms, because this water just seeps out of the mountains. The further down you get, the water just seeps down out of the mountains, keeps everything wet 24/7 forever.
What? You gotta be kidding.
Well, we made it to the bottom of the draw. It's flattened out to a nice little bottom, real nice bottom. Probably good for deer hunting, which is kind of a secondary reason for coming hiking out here, because you can bow hunt out here all season long. You best believe I'm gonna be out.
I don't hear it.
Well, let's go find it. Well, that's disappointing. This is it. This is Blue Spring Branch.
What? We're here already?
There is not much water flowing at all.
You gotta be.
There's water, and it's flowing, but barely.
That's why I couldn't hear it.
Yeah. Once this rain picks up this fall, though, it'll run a whole lot more, I'm sure. I'm sure it's still fresh, clean water, though. You can see it running.
Why'd you wash your hands? Mine are dirty. Oh, there's another patch of water. I wonder halfway down there, I see water down there.
Real steep up that way. It's a heck of a lot cooler down here, though, than it was up there at the truck. Got a nice little breeze blowing through here. Nice bottom, real pretty flat bottom. Yeah, definitely gonna need to build a shelter down here. No, let's go explore down the creek a little bit, and then we'll come back and eat lunch. How about it?
Yeah, go straight down. There's about like long, bigger fish than those tiny, about that size ones. Those things are long and big.
Heck yeah, man. Let's check it out.
It's not in that big one. It's in the second big one. Just right on it. The same one. It's different. Whoa. And be careful. these rocks are slippery. I just went down here.
Yeah, I bet this creek is nice whenever it's wet weather and it's...
Look at that
Oh yeah,
size.
I see them
Not in
fish.
this one. They're in the second one. Those big fish are in this one somewhere. Oh yeah. They're in here. They're swimming fast.
Mm-hmm.
Those things are big. I've never seen the size of those things before. If we brought our fishing pole, I bet we could have got one of those big fish.
Yeah.
And we could have looked at it so close. Oh, those things are so big to me. Oh.
You all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there are some decent little fish in there.
They're exactly the same as those. Oh my God! Did you see that ginormous one?
Yeah, I think that was a frog, bud.
Let me go check. It's right in there somewhere. Oh man! Why do I keep on slipping? I hate it.
Yeah, there's plenty of minnows down in here, and
big ones.
you can
too.
see this water is running. It's a nice little run down that rock right there. Well, it's no rushing, roaring, water falling creek or anything. Not right now anyways, but it does have water, plenty of water, and it's fresh water coming out the side of this mountain somewhere up the hill there. And that's what I was looking for. It's plenty of water to, you know, filter out with my Sawyer Mini and drink and cook with and wash my hands and my face or whatever. So even though I'm walking up the middle of the creek bed right now on nothing but rocks, there are pools every so often, and it seeps down through here and it'll pull up and seep down and pull up. And so I'd say this has been a success. Real nice flat bottom down here. Pretty rocks. I love this stuff right here. Like all these rocks. It's nice. But anyway, I found what I was looking for. But we're gonna sit down and eat some lunch that we packed and brought with us. Cause I'm pretty hungry. We've already been burning some calories.
And I still don't want mustard on that sandwich.
And he still don't want mustard on his sandwich.
So happy I didn't change my mind.
We'll be back with you after we're done eating. I got tomatoes and onions and lettuce on mine. And mustard.
What? I thought you said you don't.
Yeah, I like mustard. Mustard's awesome.
I thought you eat ketchup on everything. That's what you said.
Everything but a cold sandwich. Mustard's
cold?
good. Well, yeah, it's not hot.
It could have been warm.
No. This is a cold sandwich. I put ketchup on French fries, hamburgers, hot dogs, all that stuff's hot, ain't it? Well, there you go. After we eat, we can walk around this flat bottom here and find a good spot to build a shelter.
After all that water.
Or at least find a good spot to like put a campsite, like a tent or something. Right. Here's the creek right here, and it goes steep up that hill, real steep. But then you can see how flat it is down here. We're gonna walk down the creek a little ways and do a little exploring. See if the creek gets any more water in it. Further down we go. It might. We'll find out. But if not, then we'll come back here and we'll see about finding a good place to camp. If not, build a shelter. Go look at those fish over there. Those are pretty good size. Minnows.
Oh yeah, those are big.
You see them?
all those.
See 'em?
Oh, I saw all of them running all over the place, even a big one. Oh, man. Gotta be kidding me.
I'm pretty certain we're on an old logging road bed right here. You can see how it's clear up through right there. Probably come across the creek right here. It's hard to tell on the camera where I'm standing, but you can tell it's a clear shot all the way down through there. It's an old logging road bed. Boy, if I had a metal detector, I'd love to come check this spot out with one. That's something else I want to get into, is metal detecting out here on these old logging roads. Well, we walked a pretty good ways down this creek, and the creek dried up completely. We were just walking on dry rocks down the creek bed, and then we came to where this other draw comes out into a flat bottom. And the water picked back up, but it's about the same. It's dry in spots, and then it pools up in spots. So we're gonna head back to where we came out at and ate lunch at back there, and see about finding a camp spot. Woo, rocky. Them rocks will mess your footwork up real quick. Well, what do you know? Way back down this old forest, or this old logging road, an old Budweiser can. So you can tell about the age of this logging road by looking at this can here. If it'll focus, there you go. But any of you guys know about what era that's from, you can leave it in the comments. I'd appreciate it. I'll keep that. All right, well, this is the spot where I think I'm going to try to build a shelter. It's real flat. It's not real lumpy or anything. I mean, there's some sticks and whatnot we can pick up and clear off, but it's real close to this creek, and I like that backdrop of them rocks running down there. We walked way down the creek, down that way, and came back up, and this is where I want to this is where I want to set up my shelter that I can come back to, because it's real close to the draw we walked down from the truck. It's right behind me. So, but it's so far down in here, I really highly doubt anybody else will ever come down through here. If they do, they're as crazy as I am. But I'm gonna get started on clearing this area up and seeing how in the world I can build a shelter. I've got some ideas in mind, but we'll just see how it plays out. So I think this is going to be the layout of our shelter. I'm going to try to build it like kind of log cabin style, but I don't think it's going to have 4 sides. I think it's just going to be like 3 sides. I don't know. I'm just winging it. So we'll see how it turns out. I've still got to get a lot more logs, as you can see, but you can kind of see the footprint of what it's going to be right now. Luckily, there's tons of down trees and timbers and stuff all around here in this bottom, so I'm going to go collect a bunch of them and get to cutting them down to size. All right, well, I believe that's all I'm going to do today. It's getting kind of late in the afternoon and I need to get back to the house. I got work tomorrow, but I will be back to finish this here. This is what I've got so far. I've got 3 walls. And like I said, I'm going to leave this open and I'll have a fire pit right here in the front somewhere. And I'm holding the front ends of the 2 side walls up with, I'm just stacking big old rocks out of the creek, and they're scattered all over the ground out here. That was a huge rock I pulled up out of the ground and rolled over here. I couldn't pick it up, but anyway, this is what I got going on. And of course, you know, once I get the entire shell built with these timbers, I'll fill in all the cracks. You know, I'll chink all the cracks with leaves or moss or whatever I can find around here. Most likely leaves and moss. And I'd like this about, I'd like the roof level to be up another maybe 2 or 3 feet higher than that. Right now it's about, I don't know, I'd say 3.5, 4 foot tall. What you got there, Noah?
This? It was on my neck. My back neck. Oh. Whoa. What is it?
It's just a little caterpillar.
Oh, it was on my back neck.
A little inchworm type thing.
It was on my back neck.
Cool.
I just felt it walking. That's how I knew it was on me.
Nice. All right, well, we're going to call it a day, but that's how far we got today. Noah's been a big help. He's been pulling rocks up out of the creek for us.
Not out of the creek.
You know, right now, as is, that wouldn't be too bad of a hunting blind, because there is a game trail right down here, just on this side of the creek. And this bottom being so nice, and their water, you know, water being right there, I guarantee you deer coming through here. I guarantee it. But we'll be back to finish it off. Put a roof on it, possibly, most likely. Should be pretty fun, but yep, that's it so far. All right, well, here goes the hike out of here.
So far
Well, guys, you already saw us walk down this draw earlier today, so I ain't gonna make you watch us walk all the way back up it, but we're heading back up to the truck now. It's just gonna be a long, boring hike, straight uphill. We'll make it, but thank you very much for watching, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this, and share it if you got like an outdoor Facebook page or something or another like that. I don't have a Facebook, but I do have an Instagram. It's @CampHard on Instagram, and if you've got one of those, you can head over there and follow us there for like behind the scenes pictures and videos and stuff of our adventures out here. And anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll be back with another episode of or another video of us out here building on the shelter down here on Blue Spring Branch, a little creek we found. Maybe we'll start getting some more rain here going into the fall, and that creek will be running better than it was right now. And goodness gracious, I hope the temperatures cool down. That sure will be nice when that happens. Whew. But anyway, we're over and out. Thank you for watching.
It's hard. Whoa, look. I just stepped on that log and it broke.
I need to get this on video because nobody else will believe me if I just tell them. I just found 2 bucks out here in the middle of the woods on our Forest Service Road. And a can. Woo! This YouTube thing's starting to pay off big, guys. Paying off big money, big money.
Wow.
No way.
You gotta be kidding.
Here, hold on to that for me.